welcome to another interview here at Productronica in Munich. I just ran by the Aegis booth and I saw an old pal and we needed to have a conversation. So thank you, Michael Ford, for taking the time.
No, you're welcome. It's nice to see you again.
Okay. You and I, speaking of which, we also have Lee Hitchens here behind us doing some work which we're going to talk more about in a couple of minutes. Because you and I have had a conversation that's been lasting about 4 years now, ever since the term Industry 4.0 wasn't coined, but more almost abused, one could say. It became a hype word, then it became a concept, but now you claim that we have some actual proper interaction that does also include the human and hasn't forgotten the human.
Right.
Can you tell us a bit about it here?
Sure. I mean, a lot of the focus has been on connecting machines. We have Connected Factory Exchange now, that's great. But the most flexible asset in all of our manufacturing are our people. And, you know, we kind of bring these people in and they're doing the same job every day, which is great in high volume. But when we're looking at Industry 4.0 mixed production to the extreme, how are we supposed to have an expert in every product that we build, and yet they're only active for a couple of hours a day, and then there is a changeover where they are basically doing nothing? We need to be inclusive of people in the digital factory. And so we've looked at the implementation of a very simple augmented reality. Now, this is not the kind of thing where you have 3D machines like virtual reality, which costs literally millions of dollars. This is actually a very, very inexpensive standard plug-in option to our digital IoT-based MES system. So the exact same data that would be used to build this little project using a standard PC with your advanced work instructions, the exact same data is now in the glasses.
Okay.
So Lee, I mean, he's our operator. He's doing this now for a few minutes. In another few minutes, he might be doing a quality check. He might be doing some kind of inspection. He might be called on to move materials around in the factory. So he doesn't have any downtime at all between his jobs. He's adding value the whole time. Is he unhappy about that? No, he's not unhappy about that because he has. Maybe he is, but no, he is now adding value to the factory in a way that he never could do before. So he has a creative job, he has a varied job. This is the way we can attract people into manufacturing using these digital tools that enable them to be an active part of everything that happens. It's a completely different proposition, somebody coming in and just doing one job all day. So we're really proud about this technology, which requires no additional cost at all. He's hands-free. He's using both of his hands, so he's almost doubled his productivity. Because the other guy before, he had to use the mouse, use the keyboard, look up at the computer. He's totally focused on what he is doing, and he has, doubled his productivity making this device. So this is a great new piece of technology that's really practical for production.
So let me play devil's advocate here a bit. We're adding a new interface, and now he's filming me as well. Thank you so much. But we're adding a new interface here. Another point of maybe not critical of critical importance, but it's another interface that can break, that can be faulty. Are we adding one more component which we need to keep an eye on to continuously run our production, or is this just an add-on, an added value for the operator?
It certainly is an additional device, and there is a cost associated with that. But we had the same conversations when we talked about barcode readers, or we talked about terminals that we use, wirelessly around the factory. It's true, some of them are going to get dropped, they're going to get broken. It happens. But this is not the high-end augmented reality glasses that costs a lot of money. This is something which is cheap and practical to use. The operator almost doesn't even feel they're wearing it after a while. There's none of that motion sickness thing that you get with the others. And so we feel that people are going to be wearing it and it's going to be a part of them. So we see very little danger in people rejecting it or it becoming a burdensome item within manufacturing. And certainly the justification of doubling productivity and avoiding any downtime kind of pays for a lot of replacement sets.
But is it applicable for high volume manufacturing, or are we talking more high mix? mid-sized volume?
It's a really good question because a lot of companies say, well, I have a niche application.
Yeah.
I need to climb inside an aircraft wing where there's no space for a PC, and we have customers doing that.
Yeah.
And this augmented reality is excellent. They can do all that they need, hands-free, no hardware. But we also spoke to a customer where he said, look, I want to engage my operators in what I do. I'm making products which are safety critical. I want to confirm that everything is done step by step, and so he records video of the key things. I want to have the operator be able to feed back to me when they notice there's something different about what they're working on. Maybe a prior process, for example, wasn't done quite right, and they've noticed it to be a problem. They can fix it themselves, but they want to communicate that.
Yeah.
So the operator now has this bi-directional communication and is actually a part of what they do, a part of the complete flow of the engineering of how to make that product. So this is quite a different experience. And even those people who would traditionally say, I'm high volume, I just do the same thing all the time, actually, there are applications where this can add a great deal of value. So I believe personally this is going to be a mainstream application in the future because we need to give our workforce that opportunity to add more value, to be more creative, to enjoy their experience, and to be an integral part of that digital factory. And this is the best way that I can think that that's going to be achieved.
Well, then I wish you the best of luck and hope to see this as a mainstream. And thank you, Lee, for the demonstration.
Yes, excellent work. Thank you.